Sex and relationships may seem like modern, civilized topics, but let me tell you, our ancestors were anything but prudish. In fact, the history of human sexuality is absolutely wild, filled with jaw-dropping kinkiness that will make your toes curl. So brace yourselves, because we're about to uncover 7 of the most shocking, hilarious, and downright bizarre sex facts from the annals of history. Trust me, you'll never look at ancient Egypt, Victorian England, or even the Roman Empire the same way again. Let's dive in. 7 outrageous sex facts from history that will blow your mind. Number 1. The mummified boner of King Tut. One of the most famous and revered pharaohs of ancient Egypt, King Tutankhamun, had a little secret that's left historians baffled for centuries. When Tut's mummified body was discovered, researchers made a startling discovery. The boy king's penis was standing at attention, erected at a nearly 90-degree angle. Talk about taking it to the grave. Some think it was meant to aid Tut in the afterlife, while others believe it was simply a case of rigor mortis gone haywire. Either way, Tut's perpetual hard-on is one of the most unique and frankly disturbing relics ever unearthed from the age of the pharaohs. Number 2. Parisian brothels mourn the death of Victor Hugo. The great French writer Victor Hugo was no stranger to the brothels of Paris. In fact, he visited them so frequently that when he finally kicked the bucket, every single brothel in the city shut down for a full day out of respect for their favorite customer. And that's not all. The sex workers even went so far as to drape their genitals in black crepe as a mark of mourning. Talk about going the extra mile to honor your best client. Number 3. 1 in 5 Londoners had an STI in the 1800s. The 18th century was a wild time in London, and I'm not just talking about the tea and crumpets. According to historical records, a staggering 1 in 5 Londoners contracted syphilis by the time they hit their mid-30s. And that's not even counting the rampant cases of gonorrhea and chlamydia spreading through the city. Talk about an STI epidemic of biblical proportions. I can only imagine the poor souls who had to brave those streets in search of a little nookie. Number 4. The discovery of sperm was a happy accident. Antony van Leeuwenhoek, the father of microbiology, made a groundbreaking discovery that would change the course of human biology forever. And how did he do it? By putting his own fresh ejaculate under a microscope, right after getting intimate with his wife. At the time, masturbation was considered a mortal sin, so good old Antony had to get his sample the old-fashioned way. But this happy accident ended up revolutionizing our understanding of human reproduction. Number 5. Queen Victoria's insatiable appetite. Everyone knows Queen Victoria as the prim, proper monarch who embodied the straight-laced values of Victorian England. But what many don't know is that behind closed palace doors, Victoria had an absolutely insatiable sexual appetite. The Queen was famously open about describing her passionate sex life with her husband Prince Albert in her private diaries. By all accounts, this supposed bastion of propriety was an absolute tiger in the bedroom. Number 6. Julius Caesar's legendary bisexuality. The great Julius Caesar was a legendary figure in more ways than one. In addition to his military conquests and political prowess, Caesar was also known for his wild, varied, and thoroughly scandalous sex life. He was infamously dubbed every woman's man and every man's woman due to his voracious appetite for both female and male partners. Caesar's bisexuality was seen as quite the taboo at the time, but that didn't stop him from indulging in all sorts of queer activities, including cross-dressing. Talk about a true Renaissance man. Number 7. The shameful meaning behind bunny ears. These days, bunny ears in photos are just a silly, playful gesture, but back in the day, those rabbit ears actually carried a much more scandalous meaning. In the past, bunny ears were seen as a symbol of being cheated on or cuckolded, so if someone photobombed you with bunny ears, it was basically them calling you a betrayed fool. Can you imagine the awkwardness of a family photo, ruined by that kind of subtle cutting insult? Well, there you have it. 7 of the most jaw-dropping, hilarious, and downright filthy sex facts from the annals of human history. Who knew our ancestors were such a bunch of kinky deviants? The next time you're feeling a bit prudish about sex and relationships, just remember, humans have been getting wild and crazy in the bedroom for centuries, so let's embrace our inner freaks and make a little history of our own. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more.